Katt Williams is once again exposing the underbelly of the music business, and he reportedly thinks that the death of the Migos rapper Takeoff was not an accident but rather a sacrifice. When these rappers perish, it is not by accident because someone made $100 million, and they no longer have to communicate with them artist or another day crew or validate any of their contracts. This is actually what many Migos fans said after Takeoff passed away last year, and some of them have even blamed Quavo for sacrificing Takeoff. So you have a contract with the Migos name and the gun pointing to the contract, you know. Katt Williams has always been very outspoken about the evil side of Hollywood, and he recently revealed some shocking new details about how the music industry profits from artists' deaths. However, what exactly did Katt Williams say about the music industry sacrifices, and was Takeoff really sacrificed by his bandmates? Let us get into it. So they killed this $20 million guy that they reached $60 million in benefits. Katt Williams said if these rappers do not do the numbers, the record label is awful and they collect the insurance money on them. In a recent interview with Carrie Champion, Katt Williams said that she has never been afraid to speak truth to power and call attention to all the wrongdoing in Hollywood. Wow, and they had some individuals from your city do it. To give you some perspective, Katt discussed why so many rappers are passing away at a young age, and he disclosed the horrific reality about how music business executives benefit off the deaths of musicians by sacrificing them. Katt has been speaking out against the dark side of Hollywood for years, but the media was quick to dismiss him as crazy when he appeared on Blacktree TV in 2013 to discuss his role in Scary Movie 5. He claimed that the entertainment industry is run by a secret society and that he is one of the few celebs who refused to join, which is why he was demonized by the press. I did not understand why they had to sting me a million times. I am still not going to join, but I respect him a little more. Katt also explained that it took him a while to see what kind of evil he was up against and that he had been stung a million times before he realized what he was dealing with. He said it is not necessary for us to store up that harness nest unless we intend to get stung a million times. Katt also said that part of the reason he had to stop talking about the things he knows is because once you start exposing the people who control the industry, you're literally putting your life in danger. As you can see, I've let it all go for quite some time, and a lot of that is just based upon the fact that I don't really know how to complain because all of the people that I ever looked up to had to go through it too, so I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King and I know what they end up doing to him. I know the same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles, so now I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way. I didn't know it was going to be this type of hatred, but you know. And then when Katt appeared on Larry King a few years later, he was asked to name the best perk about being a celebrity, and you could totally tell from his reaction that he was thinking about how no perk as well. RTH, the price you have to pay for it, the benefit of being famous. Music. No benefits to be had. Music. You enter a nightclub online, perform, and enter first. None of it is due to your fame, as you're aware, Mr. King. By the way, Dave Chappelle discussed this in his 2016 interview with Oprah Winfrey, in which he revealed that he declined a lucrative Comedy Central contract because he observed that celebrities are always required to perform some sort of sacrifice or humiliation ritual before they are permitted to ascend to that next plateau of fame. I have heard the tales of what occurs and have seen these types of events take place in front of me, so when you say you have heard the stories, what do you mean by those? We hear those stories and it always happens around the time of their career, but it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau, as Mariah Carey signed a $100 million deal and 3 months later she's also mysteriously crazy. Martin Lawrence punches through and he is waving the gun on the street screaming, "They are trying to kill me." But other business insiders have also spoken out about the purported ritual sacrifices taking place in Hollywood, not only Katt and Dave. During a run-in with the paparazzi last year, Kanye West also discussed this and said that many celebrities, including himself, have lost loved ones as a result of Hollywood sacrifices. My mother was not present, she was killed. Demetra, you're aware, right? Jordan Michael, how about him? His father is right. Bill Cosby's son, yes, Dr. Dre's child. After Takeoff was killed in November 2022, former music executive and video director Robbie Starbuck gained notoriety for sharing a video about the sacrifices made by the music industry. You're out in Hollywood where a lot of people go missing, so it feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. Starbuck collaborated with a number of well-known rappers before he left the business, including Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, and Lil Yachty. In his viral video, he discussed why so many young black rappers are dying at a young age while music executives live long lives. The truth is that these young black male rappers keep dying, but the record executives who push them to keep making music and cultivating an obsessive culture are not dying. In order to traumatize and monetize the black community, as stated by Kanye, record executives encourage black artists to promote harmful activities in their own communities. According to Starbuck, These record executives are not dying because they do not push this culture on their own people, but rather they encourage you to do so and pay you handsomely for doing so. The majority of rappers, according to Starbuck, are unaware that they are merely pawns in the game because they are too enamored with money and their celebrity status. You know, you have been used for a long time. They set up this paradigm to make you believe that you are so important and that your celebrity status is worth so much, but in reality, you are and always have been a pawn in their game. The government has sought to control various communities of people in various ways. Starbuck claims that record execs are working closely with the government and utilizing black musicians to carry out their dirty work. When it comes to Takeoff's tragic death, many Migos fans have pointed the finger at Quavo, claiming that he willingly sacrificed Takeoff. However, Starbuck urged black artists to wake up and realize what is happening, otherwise more talented young artists like Takeoff will lose their lives. Use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do what you have done, more rappers like this will perish. According to a statement made by Migos record label Quality Control, TMZ released video showing an unidentified man standing close to rapper Quavo and Takeoff with a gun in his pocket. This was during Quavo's argument with someone over a dice game. When a scuffle breaks out, you can see the same man with the gun drawn and you can hear gunshots. Takeoff wasn't the intended target and he was hit by a stray bullet on December 2 and the police arrested 33-year-old Patrick Xavier Clark under the suspicion that he fired the shot that killed Takeoff's on May 26. Clark was indicted by a grand jury for Takeoff's murder and if convicted he faces between 5 years to life in prison, but despite the perpetrator being arrested, many fans still blame Quavo for sacrificing Takeoff and some of them even speculate that the fact that Takeoff died after Halloween has some dark symbolic meaning. I believe they sacrificed him too. One fan commented, it's just too much of a coincidence, these rappers dropping like houseflies, something's not right. Many fans also pointed out that just one day before Takeoff was killed, the music video for Quavo and Takeoff song Messy was released, featuring a lot of creepy symbolism, including a group of people gambling and getting into an argument over a card game, Quavo with a gun next to him while looking at Amigos contract, and Takeoff standing next to a drawing of Grim Reaper that says R.I.P. Also, when Quavo performed his tribute to Takeoff at the 2023 Grammy Awards, he wore a black mask covering one eye, and many fans said this is another clue that Quavo signed the deal with the devil and sacrificed Takeoff. But does while Katt Williams also thinks that Takeoff's death was a sacrifice, Katt recently discussed the dark side of the music business in an interview with Carrie Champion. Though he did not specifically mention Takeoff, Katt said that all the recent deaths of young rappers are not random incidents because someone in authority is always profiting from their passing. When these rappers were killed, someone made $100 million off of it. According to Katt, when a rapper is sacrificed, the higher-ups often hire a hitman from the rapper scene to murder the victim as a last-ditch humiliation move. They killed this $20 million man, but they made $60 million in benefits, she said. Wow, and they use some people from your city to do it. While I'm saying there's the good side and the bad side of these businesses, as Katt explained that in the music business, most things are not what they seem, and even when something appears to be a coincidence or just bad luck, you can safely assume it has been meticulously planned and staged, and someone is making a lot of money off of it. In all of these situations, a business is involved, and there's money to be made. Leaving is a cost. Migos did behind closed doors. One fan said that this occurs often in the business, while another fan voiced their opinion over the recent sale of the Amigos label Quality Control.